Hey friends, we live in a world that refuses to name certain spiritual truths. And when a culture avoids something, especially something powerful, it finds another way to express itself. That expression often shows up in symbols, habits, and rituals. And things that we call normal or tradition are usually the surface layer of something we've lost the language for. One example of this is marriage. People don't usually think of marriage as spiritual symbolism, but the way it's performed, the clothes, the roles, the order, it's all a ritual. And in that ritual, you can see a reversal of light and shadow and masculine and feminine, even if no one talks about it in that way. In heterosexual marriages, the bride, who because she is feminine, is traditionally seen as the shadow or the one to be claimed or the one who holds the receptive role. And she wears white and she becomes the light. And she takes on the role that's meant to be seen as pure, elevated, and masculine. The groom, the one who typically represents the light or the active principle, wears black. And symbolically, he becomes the shadow or the unseen and the silent counterpart. Whether it's conscious or not, this is a performance of balance. It's a ritualized exchange of roles. And what that shows us is that somewhere deep inside our collective cultural unconsciousness, we still understand that integration matters. And we still act out things that we are not allowed to say. And in this case, what we are not allowed to say is that both light and dark are necessary. And balance can't happen unless both sides are acknowledged. So I say all of this not to make marriage overly spiritual or to say that everyone should see it in this way. But what I want you guys to notice is that even in our secular culture, we are still expressing esoteric truths without realizing it. Society tends to resist recognizing the inner union of opposites because opposites like light and dark or masculine and feminine are inherently uncomfortable to the individual. So instead of sitting with that uncomfortability, society externalizes them. Matrix systems of religion and politics and relationships and so on are built on clear-cut definitions and hierarchies and a sense of control. And the idea that opposing forces are equally necessary threatens these matrix structures because it introduces ideas like ambiguity and nuance into a system that needs certainty. And that's why we have practices like occult practices that try to make these ideas conscious. In the spiritual community, we try to speak directly to the things that society keeps in the shadows. So I say that not to romanticize darkness or say that we should worship darkness, but unlike tradition, the spiritual community and occult practices don't exile the darkness either. And that's really important. So what do we do with all of this information? First of all, we have to start by noticing and paying attention to the roles that we've all inherited and the rituals that we're all pretty much forced to participate in and what these actions might be expressing. Because once you can see the structure of the matrix and the trap, you are no longer stuck inside of it. For Patreons and members, I'll be going deeper into how these matrix traps express themselves in our daily lives. And on my brand new website, I'll be exploring how these ideas must be understood if we want to escape the soul trap. So I would love it if you could go over there and show me some support. Thanks for watching.